Do you know how to command a room? Do you know how to influence other people? Do you know how to influence what other people think and believe? That would be really kind of cool sometimes. And, that's kind of the basis of marketing and advertising is to influence what people believe. But what about as a person? What about as an individual? What about as a leader? Do you know how to command a room when you walk into the room? You might look good. You might speak well, be able to stand up on stage and speak well. But do you really project the influence through your leadership presence? Or do you, when you just walk into a room, you're just kind of off in a corner and nobody really pays attention? To be a leader of influence, you need to be able to project mature confidence. And that comes from being sure of yourself and knowing that you know your stuff and that you've been through the fire and you've got the skills. You need to be able to take control of difficult situations. A person of influence is someone who can come in and take charge and not be the bully, but take charge of difficult situations and challenges and struggles and projects falling apart and fix them or lead people through them. A person of influence is someone who can make tough decisions in a timely fashion and people will follow along. A person of influence, a leader who is a person of influence, is someone who will stand strong in the presence of other powerful leaders and not shrink back into the corner. And I'm not saying get into a power play display in this competition, but just because you're in the presence of other powerful thinkers and powerful influencers, you don't just stand off to the side. You get in there and you participate. So this morning I want to talk about 5 attributes that you can work on in order to develop more influence, greater influence over other people. And I'm not talking about it in terms of a bad thing where you're influencing people in a bad way, but the first is to have unqualified competence. You need to know your stuff. You need to know that what you know is going to work for others, and you need to use it to benefit other people. It needs to be recognized by other people. Other people need to know and see that you are competent, that you know how to do what it is you say, and that you're able to achieve it. It needs to be respected, and it needs to be promoted by others. When you have this overriding confidence and competence in what you're doing, other people will see that. Other people will respect that. And they will go out and promote you and promote what you know because you are competent in yourself and competent in your knowledge and your skills, that they see that as a measure of influence. The second attribute to develop more influence is to have confidence in your abilities. You need to make sure you have confidence in the things you know, the skills you have, because that attracts other people. When you are confident in your abilities and you are competent in what you do, those are 2 big keys that attract people and that influence others. Shows them that you are a leader to be followed. People will be inspired by your competence, your ability to get things done, because you are confident that you can do it. You're certain of the value that you bring to the table. You know that when you sit down to help somebody, you have value to give, and you have value to give them in this situation. And when you are that confident, it attracts people and it influences people to follow along. The third attribute that you need to develop to be an influence of others is you need to care about other people. What was it? Teddy Roosevelt said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You've heard that before. If you want to influence other people, you really need to have a compassion for them. You need to make sure they know that you care about their future. You care about their well-being. You care about succeeding in the project. You care about achieving that goal. You care about their family and how this is affecting them. You care about their work and how they are accomplishing the tasks that they're working on. They need to know that you care. And so not only should you be competent and have confidence in your abilities, but you need to really show people that you care. You need to have a compassion for other people and show them that you care. The fourth attribute of an influential leader is you need to have rapport with other people. You need to be able to connect with people. Not be so out in left field that nobody can understand what you're talking about and nobody can get close to you. And it's just, you don't connect with anybody. You need to have a charisma. And I'm not saying a charisma of the kind of person that when you walk into the room, it just fills up the room. Yes, that's being a person of influence, but not a charisma that is one of almost self-serving. That's not what I'm talking about. You need to be able to connect with people so that you focus on other people and not yourself. So many times when we talk about charisma, we think of people who are focused on themselves, almost narcissistic. They're focused on themselves, and when they walk into a room, it's all about them. That's not the charisma I'm talking about. I'm talking about connecting with people on a deep level, focusing on them, focusing on their needs, and not on your own. And the fifth attribute to be a leader of influence is you need to be consistent. You need to always do what you say you're going to do. You need to always be there. You need to always show up when you say you're going to show up. Be consistent so that people don't have to wonder if, oh, well, is he going to do it this time or not? No, that's not a person of influence. A person of influence is somebody who, when you give your word, you keep your word. When you say you're going to be there, you're there. When you say that you're going to do something, you do it. These attributes, if you want to be a person of influence, a leader of influence, these attributes are critical. And they can either make you or they can break you. And they can make or break your influence. And if you're working hard on all five of these and then all of a sudden you drop one off, your influence is going to take a hit. You might be forgiven the first time, maybe the second, probably not after that. You won't be seen as a person of influence anymore. So work on them. Work on these 5 attributes. Master them. Don't just say, oh, okay, well, let me do that today. No, every single day. Master them. Become an expert at them. And you'll find that your influence with others will continue to grow more and more. Now, if you're using these attributes to gain influence over people in a bad way, shame on you. I'll just say it, put that out there, shame on you. Because a true leader of influence is somebody who cares about others and helps them with their abilities so that they grow, they achieve, because you've got knowledge and skills that can help them get there. That's a person of influence. This is Mark Schinnerer coming from the house today. It's cold and kind of drizzly outside, so I couldn't be out on the porch. This is your Monday Mentor. Be a person of influence. Be a leader of influence in a good way for the benefit of other people to accomplish the goals that you want for you and your business and for the people that you work with, the organization you might work for. Hope you have a great day, and I hope you have a great week, and I'll be back and talk to you tomorrow.